upon achieving something pleasant, nor lament upon attending something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, unbewildered, and knows the science of God, is already situated in transcendence. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always entranced, relishing the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. So we have to master this art of concentrating on the Supreme, Krishna consciousness, you see. How to bring the mind always back to Krishna, to Krishna, to Krishna, to Krishna. Now, is Krishna just some sound vibration? No. The beauty of Krishna consciousness is when you're actually Krishna conscious, the person Krishna becomes manifest right there with you. In other words, Krishna himself is his name. And even remembering Krishna, even if you just think of Krishna, that remembrance of Krishna is not just a remembrance of Krishna. Krishna himself is present in that remembrance. So we learn this art of always thinking about Krishna, always chanting Krishna. You see, then Krishna will actually become personally present with us at every minute, just like he was present with Bivamangala, bringing the milk. Just as Krishna would bring him the milk, Krishna can be that much present with us wherever we may be. You see, it's not that he can only come to you when you're in Vrindavan. Even at your office, Krishna can be there with you. Or your school, or your commuting, or wherever you are. If you learn how to fully absorb yourself in giving yourself to Krishna, now my dear Krishna, I belong to you. I'm your puppet now, my Lord. You make me dance, make me dance, make me dance as you like. I'm just your puppet. You pull the strings and I will dance. We have to put ourselves in the hands of Krishna. We have to trust Krishna, completely trust him. And we have that saying in America, still on the currency, in God we trust. You see. But they don't know who God is, that's the problem. And therefore there's so much atheism. It's actually quite a shame. When I was a kid in the U.S., in high school, every morning we'd have the Lord's Prayer. It's a nice prayer actually in many ways. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. You see. It was a very nice prayer, but then one lady, her name was Madeline O'Hare, yeah. She didn't like it that her kid had to hear the prayer, so the Supreme Court was so kind for that one lady that, so your child will not have to hear the Lord's Prayer. We'll ban Lord's Prayer for the whole United States of America. Why not let the little kid go in a different room? You see, but the Supreme Court didn't have, because they're meat eaters, they didn't have any brains. And we could just make a special arrangement if an atheist kid can go to another room during the prayers going on. But no, completely ban the prayers from the schools, you see. So they kicked out the prayer, and then what came in? Drugs and illicit sex became predominant, you see, when they kicked out the prayer. So we have to have some proper leadership in the world right now. These prime ministers, these high court judges, these people don't have proper brains. We need to now have proper persons in the government, Krishna conscious person, just like we have that Tulsi Gabbard in the U.S., you see, in the government, congresswoman. We need to have Krishna conscious people in leadership positions all over the world now, in the government, in business, the entertainment industry, in every industry. We need to have Krishna conscious men and women, you see. So we can actually change the whole shape, the whole style of life on this planet, you see. These meat-eating restaurants, they should all be closed down. The only Krishna Prasadam restaurant should be there, you see. The entertainment industry, Hollywood, it should all be Krishna conscious movies, you see. In this way, the slaughterhouses should be closed down, the abortion clinics should be closed down. We should have a completely Krishna conscious atmosphere on this planet, just like 5,000 years ago. We need to bring that during the reign of Lord Ramachandra, Ram Raja, you see. We need to bring that Krishna conscious atmosphere back. So the more we distribute the books, the more we have the Harinam Sankirtan, the more we cultivate, the more we distribute the Prasadam, the more we ourselves become pure, that will have an an uplifting impact on the entire world. So even in our own japa, you see, even our own japa can have an uplifting impact. The more we become purified, the more we become free of all the offenses and against the Vaishnavas, against the holy name, against the deities, offenses against the holy Dham. There's many offenses that we can make. The more we can get free from these offenses and actually enter into that mood where we can feel how Krishna is present with us at every minute and blessing us and smiling upon us with his loving kindness, you see. The more we can actually enter into that mood where we can feel how Krishna is with us and blessing us, then Krishna will give us the power and the potency to convince these fools and rascals to give up this so-called civilization, which is nothing but a chaotic mess, actually. It may appear to be a civilization, but actually it's a chaotic mess, what's going on in the world right now, a chaotic mess. We need to now bring back Krishna to the center of the society. Ishavashamidam sarvam yatkinjab jagatam jagat tena chaktena bunjita magrada kashasviddanam. Everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. Therefore, one should accept only those things necessary for oneself, which are set aside as one's quota, knowing well to whom everything belongs, you see. We have to understand who is the actual owner of everything. And we should only accept for ourselves whatever we can engage in his service. One should not accept more than one's quota. Your quota is whatever you can engage in Krishna's service. That's your quota. If you can engage the whole world in Krishna's service, then do it, you see. Whatever you can engage in Krishna's service, that's your quota. Anything you can't engage in Krishna's service, don't claim it as your own. Give it up, you see. So in this way, we have to cultivate our own purity very sincerely, very seriously. At every moment, strive for purity in our consciousness, purity in our relationships with the devotees, purity in our relationship with our family members, purity in our relationships with everyone, purity in our relationship with the holy names, the deities, our spiritual master. You see, sometimes devotees get carried away by material desires. They want to violate the principles, thinking they'll be more happy if they violate the principles. This is gross ignorance. You cannot be, it may appear that you make some arrangement which is not in accordance with the principles. It may be better for your peace of mind, but actually it's an illusion. Only by strictly following these guidelines coming down from Srila Prabhupada can you be truly happy. Anything else is an illusory happiness, so-called happiness. So let us understand our only true happiness is to become pure devotees of Krishna. There's no other happiness that exists. If you think there's any happiness besides being Krishna's pure devotee, kick it out, it's an illusion. Your only happiness is becoming the pure devotee of Krishna. Therefore, we should diligently, intensely, with great enthusiasm, determination and patience, cultivate pure devotional service on an ongoing business at every minute. From the moment we wake up in the morning to the moment we go to bed at night, always be cultivating that mood. I must bring myself to pure devotional service. I must bring myself to total surrender to Guru and Krishna. I must bring myself to that consciousness of pure devotional service as my only business. That should be the constant mood of every single devotee. How can I perfect my consciousness? How can I get free from all this lust, this anger, this greed, this madness, illusion, and envy? These things are great enemies. You see, Jayato Vishayam Pumsam Sangateshu Pajayate Sangatchandayate Kama Kamad Krodo Bijayate Krodad Bhavati Sangmahat Smati Vigrama Smati Bangshad Budi Nasho Budina Shatranashyati. While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment from them. From such attachment, lust develops. From lust, anger arises. From anger, delusion. From delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, bloop, you fall down again into the material pool. So don't contemplate the objects of the senses thinking, how can I enjoy that? No. understand Rishikesha Rishikena Sevanam. Instead of trying to get some separate enjoyment outside of Krishna consciousness, just understand your only real happiness is to be fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness with your every thought, your every word, your every deed, in all times, places, and circumstances. By having that determination and that enthusiasm and being patient, because it takes time to develop it. You see? It takes time. You have to dedicate yourself, your whole life, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. You see, it's like I've been doing this almost 50 years now, you see. You got to dedicate yourself to this process. Even if it takes 1,000,000 lifetimes, it's okay. My determination is to become a pure devotee, to become qualified to regain my original identity I once had in the pastimes of Krishna, before I foolishly tried to think there was something better, might be something better than that. So in this way, if you'll focus your mind and stay always focused, you'll never be in anxiety in any situation. Just keep that focus to awaken that love of Krishna, to manifest those loving feelings towards Krishna at every minute throughout your day. And I guarantee you, every day will be the sweetest, most thrilling adventure you ever had. So we have a few minutes left. Are there any questions? Let's see if we have any on the internet. No questions on the internet. Any locals? Yes.
So you gave an example about how the Supreme Court got rid of some religious prayer classrooms.
Example of?
Getting rid of religious prayer classrooms in the US. Like they couldn't say the Our Father anymore.
What's she saying? Getting rid of what? The prayer?
Because she's asking the way you said the Supreme Court removed the prayer.
Yeah.
That just shows an example of how society is having an increasingly negative view towards religion.
What is it?
That shows how the society is having negative.
Well, becoming more godless and irreligious, absolutely.
So when we're preaching, I find it quite hard, especially towards younger people, to actually say what we are as a society. Like, I don't know how to explain it without pushing them away, because a lot of young people just don't like the word religion anymore, so I just don't know how to explain it.
So to me it is found very difficult to convey to the young people or preach to the young people that this is not some religion, this is something we are doing for.
How to present this? Well, they don't think, oh, religion. Oh yeah, it's very simple. This is the science. We can explain the whole thing without even saying the word religion. This is the science of reconnecting with your original, all blissful, all cognizant, eternal nature. Why should you suffer unnecessarily misidentifying with that which is the source of misery, when you can instead be relishing the sweetest happiness of identifying with your actual, eternal, fully cognizant nature? See, I present it in a scientific way. Religion, they don't understand what it really means. Religion comes from the Latin word religio, which means to relink. So the true meaning of religion is yoga, actually, to relink with the source of your existence. So we don't really teach religion in the mundane sense. We teach you in the science how to relink with your eternal blissful nature. That's the true meaning of religion. See, religion is misunderstood. People don't understand what religion means. Religion means to reconnect with your actual eternal nature. You see, it's like the example is like there's some son of a multimillionaire. You see, his father's a billionaire actually. So the son is very wealthy, but then he goes out. He wants to go on a hiking trip. He goes off alone to the woods to climb a mountain, and he falls down. And he hits his head, and he goes into amnesia, and he forgets who he is. He's wandering in the wilderness with no money, no food, and great difficulty. He's suffering from the amnesia. He forgot he's the son of a rich man. He doesn't know how to get home to his rich father's house, you see. So some friend who knows him, oh, we found you. We've been wondering where you were. Now we're going to take you back to your father's house, you see. So our position is to take people back to their original relationship with that Supreme Person who has unlimited power, beauty, renunciation, knowledge, wealth, and fame. So the word religion is very badly abused. They don't know what it actually means. So we don't use that word to everyone. You don't have to use the word religion. Say, this is not religion. You can even say, this is not religion. This is the science of reconnecting with your eternal, spiritual, transcendental nature beyond all sufferings. You can even say it's not really religion in the mundane sense. We have to learn how to present it in such a way to that particular audience. We always want to have a wow factor there, you see, in the way you explain it. You have to judge your audience and speak in such a way that they go, wow, you see. We want to have a wow factor in our preaching. They go, wow, this is the most amazing thing I've ever done in my whole life. That's how we want to preach, you see. Anything else? Yes.
You said that in the other universes there are many different Brahmas
With more heads, yeah.
with more
400 heads, 4,000 heads, 40,000 heads, yes.
So this Brahma that's in our universe, I have heard that he looked in the four directions, so that's how he got the four heads.
See, our universe is not very big compared to the other universes. That's why it only needs 4 heads. 4 heads is enough for this universe. We have a tiny universe.
So then, did the other Brahmas get their heads by looking in different directions, or is this?
Well, there's different, it's like there's 4 directions, right? North, east, south, and west, but you can say there's northeast, northwest, so you can divide it into 8. And you can subdivide it even further. You understand? Just like you can say there's north, there's southwest, southeast, northwest, northeast. You can divide it into, and you can keep subdividing it. If it's big enough, see, if it's a little tiny room, you can just look this. It's like here, the room isn't that big. You can look this way, this way, this way. But if it's a huge area, like 10 million miles long room, you see, then you'd have to look. You can look here, then look here, and look here, and look here, like that. Does that make sense? Next.
Somewhere in the explanation you mentioned that you should look every woman as a mother.
Yes.
But then, at least to me, it becomes very natural to look someone as a mother if she's elderly than me. But if she's younger or same equal age, then
that requires training. That requires training. You haven't trained your mind well enough yet. You have to train your mind more. Requires further mental training. Because younger women are very attractive. You see? So younger women especially, mother. Very important thing. I'd be carried away. Enamored. Romeo, Juliet. No. We don't want that kind of attraction, you know. Sex attraction is that sometimes even, actually in our ISKCON, many devotees have fallen down due to sex attraction. Be very careful, you see. Tapasa brahmacharena, shamena chajagena, sajena satchashauchavam sajena miyamena bha. Everyone should cultivate brahmachari consciousness. If you're Prabhupada says grihastha brahmachari. We have every ashram is brahmachari ashram in ISKCON. You see, in our Vedic culture, you have brahmacharis, grihastha brahmacharis, vanaprastha brahmacharis, and sannyas brahmacharis. Everyone brahmachari. You see, that my love is Krishna. My attraction is to Krishna. You see. You see, that way we train ourselves. We can use sex attraction for Krishna's service, but not for enjoyment. If you use sex achievements for enjoyment, you've lost your Krishna consciousness. And you may not go, you most likely take birth again too. You won't go back to Godhead. If you're enamored by sex desire, you will not go back to Godhead. You have to be attracted to Krishna. You have to train ourselves to be attracted to Krishna. Next. Everyone satisfied? Yes.
I have this fear of losing my individuality if I just go 100% off the Krishna consciousness.
What?
I have a fear of losing my personal identity if I go 100%.
So I think you don't understand what it's like in the spiritual world. That in the spiritual world, the individuals are so much powerful in their individuality that Krishna becomes the sold-out servant. Let's look at it like this. There's 5 primary rasas, right? Correct? But there's an infinite number of subdivisions. It's not that, well, if I'm in Gopi Bhav or in Gopa Bhav or in this Bhav, I'm just kind of like I'm just like a military man in the formation. No. There's unlimited subdivisions. Actually, every single devotee in the spiritual world has a unique rasa. Unique, totally individual, unique rasa. Within the category of being a gopi, or a gopa, or a cow, or a flute, or whatever you may be, a dhoti, or a peacock feather. Even the peacock feather is a devotee. The peacock feather in Krishna's head is a devotee in his hair, you see. So actually, every single relationship is totally unique. More unique than your so-called individuality in this material world. Much more unique than that. So if you're wanting uniqueness, you're desiring uniqueness, then you're a fool to not become a pure devotee of Krishna. Because actually here you're simply a rubber stamp of the modes of nature, a rubber stamped robot of the material modes of nature. In the spiritual world, your true individuality becomes awakened. You see? So if you value individuality, then you need to go back to Godhead. Because there, your true individuality will become manifest. I can tell you right now, you have a certain identity in the spiritual world which is totally unique. No one else has an identity exactly like yours. And Krishna, let's look at, there's another way of looking at it like this. Just like in a love feast, Every prep has its own flavor, right? So Krishna's in the spiritual world, Krishna is enjoying this humongous love feast with an infinite number of preps. And every single devotee there's a certain flavor and a taste he gets from that particular relationship with that particular devotee he can't get from anybody else. So don't cheat yourself by denying yourself your real uniqueness. Take to pure bhakti as your only business. And your most unique individuality that there's not anyone in the spiritual world, there's not anybody that has exactly your nature. So you need to come back to that position. If you value uniqueness, you need to go back to Godhead, because there your true uniqueness and true individuality become fully manifest. So now do that, you become the pure devotee. Kick out your so-called uniqueness of the material existence, which is just a carbon copy. Now you come to your true uniqueness by pure bhakti. Okay? Next. Yes.
Just from that question, you said when you go to the spiritual world, you become a flute. How do you become a flute? How do you become
what?
Become a flute.
Yeah, you can be a flute. You say, be a flute? I wouldn't want to be a Krishna's flute. Now wait a minute. How often do the gopis get Krishna's lips? the flute gets Krishna's lips more than the gopis do. So actually, the flute would never want to give up being a flute. Are you kidding? Be a gopi? I wouldn't want to be a gopi. They don't get Krishna's lips as much as I do. Every devotee feels that their rasa is the best. And actually, Prabhupada says you can actually switch rasas. If the flute wants to be a gopi, the flute could be a gopi, you see. If the gopi wants to be a calf, the gopi could be a calf. If the calf wants to be... Everybody has, in the spiritual world, everybody has full freedom to be whatever you want to be. No one's locked in. Well, you have to be a flute. Well, I don't want to be a flute. No one is locked into any particular... You can be whatever you want to be for Krishna. You can say, well, surely everybody want to be a gopi, right? Because gopi bhava is the best, right? Well, if everyone was a gopi, there wouldn't be any gopis, because gopi means cowherd girl. There wouldn't be any cows to herd. There wouldn't be any gopis if everybody was a gopi. You see? So everybody gets to be exactly what they want to be. When you go back to Godhead, you can be exactly what you want to be for Krishna. You want to be a gopi? Fine. You want to be a flute? Fine. You want to be Krishna's dhoti? Fine. You want to be his... you want to be in the mood of Krishna's mother, or his father, or his cowherd boyfriend, or his calf, or his pet parakeet, or whatever is there, you see. You can be that. You will be that. And if you want to switch, you can do them. There's full freedom in the spiritual world. Here, if you're in a male body, you're stuck, or a female body, you're stuck. But in the spiritual world, you can switch genders if you want to, immediately. If you want to serve Krishna in a different way. Krishna gives you full freedom. But they don't switch, generally. Everybody is fully satisfied in their rasa. Everybody is completely in bliss in their particular relationship with Krishna, that my rasa is the best rasa. Everyone feels their rasa is the best. And that's why they want to be in that rasa. For them, it's the best. Okay? Anything else? Everybody ready now to become pure devotees and get out of this nonsense material existence of trying to enjoy in a place where there's only stool and vomit? Shri Prabhupada ki jai. And now we have some prasadam to pass out. Everyone can come get some prasad.